All right. Distract us. All right, awesome. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. If you don't know what this is about social media, network marketing, the business side of what we do. This is not about anything trading related. So we're going to show you how to grow a network today. And kind of the agenda for all of these sessions that we do with you guys is we have multiple things that we do to help you build a network and take advantage of it. Because the goal is that I don't want any of you to have to cold call somebody to try to get them interested in this opportunity, or cold message somebody on Facebook. So we don't do that at all. And not to brag or anything, but if you've seen my Facebook, this month alone, I've signed up 14 people just from them coming to me from the way that we market on social media. Mm-hmm. So it's really simple. And we have small networks right now. We're actually still growing ours as we speak. Mm-hmm. And so this is really powerful. And ultimately, at the end of the day, nobody wants to cold call somebody. But if a friend asks you, hey, tell me more about this trading thing, are you going to tell them no? Probably not, unless you're selfish. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive in. There's 3 sections that we're really going to talk about today. Number 1 is, why do you need a network to profit or make money in this business? 2 is, how are you going to be able to make profits, or how are you going to use your market to your advantage?
And to their advantage.
To their advantage too.
Yeah.
And then lastly, how do you manage your contacts? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with why. You know what?
Real quick, sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to cut you off a few times tonight, I'm sure. Real quick, just for those of you who didn't join us last week we did kind of an overview where we talked about our whole process. If you didn't see that recording and you want to, let us know. We can send it to you. But what we're going to do in the next couple of weeks, including tonight, is break down those points that we quickly went over and give you more details as to how we do it, why we do it, and why it works. So tonight we're starting at the beginning with growing your list, growing your network, actually having an audience to look at the content that you'll put out on social media. So tonight is all about the people.
Absolutely. And guys, why would you want to grow your network? Okay, ask yourself that question for a minute. Why would I want to continue to add more and more people into my social media? Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious. Eventually, everybody in your social media is going to know what you're doing, right? They'll either have talked to you, or at least made up a decision of if they want to even talk to you about it or work with you. So eventually you're going to run out of people who are interested. You're going to run out of friends that would want to be working with you. So it's important to be able to consistently expand that list of people.
Right. You'll run out of your warm market. So right now your Facebook list, unless you've started already adding more people and growing your network, your Facebook is the people you're comfortable with. You may reject those people here and there from high school that try to add you, and you're selective with who you let into your life like that. But if you're wanting to grow a business on social media, you kind of have to get over that.
Absolutely. And another big why is going to be, the more people you have in your circle of influence, the more opportunity you have. Okay. I used to do sales before this, and I actually had myself in a really good position where I was flooded with leads every single day. And because I was flooded with leads every day, I was able to convert a bunch of those and do quite well in sales. Now, if you're not getting a bunch of people interested, what are you going to do all day? Not going to have much interaction, and you're really going to have one option, which is cold market. Nobody wants to do that. So the more people you have to market to, more friends you have on social media, the easier it is to have them consistently coming to you. So that would be the second big reason.
Little plug for Kenny too. Those leads weren't just being handed to him. He built a network. He worked with a company sort of like ours, where they were a network marketing company, and he built a network with some of the best teams in that company to help drive sales for his company. So he's got a lot of experience with that networking through that job, and then I have a lot of experience through previous experience that we've had building businesses. So.
Cool, guys. So that's your why we want to build a network. We're going to go ahead and move on to the how and who you're going to talk to. I'm going to let Kelsey take this first one. It's called the memory jogger. Can you tell them about that?
Yeah, if you guys just Google search network marketing memory jogger, or if you're part of the IML Elite Facebook group, there's if you click the Files tab, there's actually a file uploaded there that's called Memory Jogger. These are great. It's a tool that a lot of network marketers use to remind themselves of who they actually know. Facebook, your Facebook friends the circle of influence that you have isn't just limited to your Facebook. But if you can get those people to see your content on Facebook, it can help. So Memory Jogger literally just has a bunch of different occupations, different categories to try to jog your memory and help you remember people that maybe you've kind of put in the back of your mind, people that haven't been, people that you've been talking to on a daily basis.
So like your school teacher, your dentist, your eye doctor. Funny story. I went to the eye doctor yesterday and got him interested in day trading. So yeah, it's kind of a list of just like people that you could remember from like school or something like that. And so you just kind of fill out this list and then you go try to find those people to add them to your social media.
That's one of the first things I suggest doing when you're starting to look at growing your network and getting a larger circle of influence on social media. A lot of us, if you guys want, you can share in the chat box how many friends you have on social media. I'm going to guess most of you are under 5,000. I don't know if you guys even knew this, but the cap on Facebook is 5,000. So if you're under 5,000, it means that you have room for growth. You have room to expand that circle. And the best way to do it is to start expanding with people that already know you. These are people that maybe they don't know you super well, and there's a lot they can still learn about you, but people who recognize your face, recognize your name, and would probably accept your friend request on Facebook.
Yeah, it's more of an organic approach. You're not just adding randoms, you're adding people that actually know you, so they're more likely to accept your friend request.
And when you start doing this, it also kind of helps you test the waters of what it feels like to be sending those requests out and growing your friends list that way.
Yeah. Another thing that you can do that I've had a lot of experience using, Kelsey's done the same, is literally going to people that are already your friend, looking at their friends list, and seeing if you know anybody in their friends list. I can't tell you how many times I've found somebody that I remember back from high school or a previous job or something like that, which is still an organic connection. So when I add them, they're like, oh, it's not just some random, it's Kenny, he's...
Oh, Kenny. And a lot of times for me, it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this person, but I actually really like them. In the last company that we were with, one of our strongest, we're going to mute you. One of our strongest builders on that team was actually someone that I was college roommates with, had a huge falling out with, but through social media and being able to get out of my comfort zone, grow my network, I sent her a friend request, she accepted. We started chatting not even about what I was doing with the business, but I just was asking her how her life was going. I told her how cute I thought her kid was. And then she approached me about the business a couple days later. And that type of thing can definitely happen with what we have our hands on too. They see that you're making money another way and they want more information. So it's a great, as you're sending these friend requests, just catch up. Don't even bring up the business automatically, right? We want to avoid those salesy pitches that don't feel real. And we want to actually expand the circle of influence we have with people who trust us and know us.
Absolutely. So it's an easy way to get some quick people, and we'll go over some limits to how many people you should be adding a day here in a minute. But another way that you can find some people organically is through Facebook groups. So for example, like, I have a Mercedes-Benz, so I'm part of a Mercedes-Benz group here in Utah. And so like whenever they post pictures, I comment, and when I start interacting with these people, I actually just add them as friends. Kelsey is in a lot of husky groups, like for husky dogs.
Dog mom groups.
Dog mom groups. And she'll throw up pictures of our dogs all the time. People comment, and she adds them as friends. All organic. And so it's a really easy way. You guys could search, cryptocurrency on Facebook. I'm sure you'd come up with a bunch of groups. Day trading, Forex,
or other things you have interest in. Kenny is very money oriented.
Well, I'm just giving you
you can search dogs, you can search skiing, you can search motorcycles. There's thousands of Facebook groups out there for every little niche interest that you could think of. And what's great about these is even though you don't know these people face to face, it is still an organic relationship that you'll build. You'll start a little bit of a surface conversation in the group, and then as you add them, you can talk about your common interests. And then you build trust and you build a relationship, and they see your content and they want to know more. Sometimes they don't even fully trust you yet. They don't know you that much, but they add you as a friend, And, you know, when you get a friend request from someone you don't know or someone you don't know super well, you kind of scroll their profile. If they scrolled Kenny's profile, they'd see stuff about us, stuff about our dogs, and stuff about what he's doing with Forex.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, when I add people as friends, I don't always just immediately start talking to them. So it might seem like a lot of work if I'm adding a ton of people. Do I have to hold a conversation with every single person? Eventually that'd get out of hand. So no, I don't even do that. When I add people, a lot of times they're curious who I am, and they just kind of do their own research. And I let a lot of people just kind of linger and lurk, and eventually they work up the courage to ask me what I'm doing. And so I'm consistently getting people reaching out to me. So that's how you can build organically. We do have an unorganic method that we use that's just really easy. So if you haven't gotten your allotted number of friends for the day, you can just do this to fill the gap. And so one option, you guys have all seen it, Facebook does this thing where it shows if you have mutual friends, and it's like its suggested box. And literally all you have to do is just click add friend, add friend, add friend. The
only thing we want to mention with that is be careful, because half of them are fake profiles and the other half are super weird.
So,
one thing, when I do that, I kind of call it scalping. Like, I don't just add everyone. Kenny does, because he's just trying to get more eyes on his stuff. And his profile is maybe a little bit less personal than mine. I'm actually trying, I put content out there besides just Forex. But I'd be careful with that. So I always open their profile, just take a quick look, make sure they're real. Make sure it's not just a bunch of pictures of different half-naked ladies all over their profile, because those aren't real profiles.
A couple of those a day.
And then another thing is when I am sending them a friend request, I'll usually like and comment on their profile picture. That way it's not just a random friend request out of nowhere. It's me saying, oh, that's such a cute shirt, or this is a cute picture, something like that. To other girls, I don't do that to random dudes. But yeah, so you can be a little more selective with that, or you can just kind of go all out like Kenny does. And then later he goes through and cleans out those spam profiles.
Yep. And one other way to kind of target people. So here's one thing that I realized, that a lot of people who like to build the business oftentimes have had some sort of background in sales. And so I love talking to people who are into sales, because they already understand everything in life is sales. And so they see the opportunity for what it is. And so on Facebook, when you're searching for friends, you can actually search by location, place of employment. So like if I wanted to go back and see everybody who I used to work with that might know me, I can just go in there and look for everybody in sales and just start adding them all.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another way to, it can be organic, but a lot of times if you don't know them, it's obviously unorganic.
Mm-hmm. You could go to places that people work that you have never worked at and do the same. So you can go to other companies where, you know, they have a large sales team, add those people. You can go to companies that aren't even in your local area and add those people. It's just a way to find real people.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so we have some do's and don'ts, because Facebook does have some limitations on how many people you can add.
Here's the thing about Facebook. They realize that if someone has more than 5,000 friends on Facebook, they're probably trying to make a buck somewhere. Facebook doesn't like that, because they have a platform where you can pay money to get your ads boosted, so that, you know, it benefits the person in business, but it also benefits Facebook, because they're getting that revenue from paying for the ads. So if they see that you're trying to add a ton of people all at once, it looks really suspicious to them. Either one, you're a hacker and you're trying to spam someone, or two, you're trying to grow a huge network so you can make some money. Yeah. They don't like that, though, if you're not following their system and giving them the money that it would take to do that paid advertising. So there are some limits. You have to be careful, or you can end up in Facebook jail, which deactivates your profile, makes it so you can't send messages or post anything or comment on anything. And then if you're building on social media, you're kind of SOL at that point.
Yeah, you can eventually get out.
Yeah, but it's like a couple days, couple weeks.
It can take a while.
Not worth it. Plus, if you do this at a steady and slow pace, just like with trading, as you compound your profits, you can compound your friends list, and you're organically building those relationships, not just spamming people and becoming another ad on their Facebook wall. So here's what your limits are. You can do up to 15 people per day. So you can add up to 15 people. That's a safe number. Anything more than that, you're starting to get yourself in trouble. And we did some math for you guys to see like how far this could go.
let's say you couldn't even get your 15. You can only get 5 people per day, which...
Or you want to start slow, which is perfectly acceptable as you're learning this.
So if you were to get 5 a day, that's basically an extra 150 people in your network every single month, which over the course of a year, that's 1,800 people for the year. Mm-hmm. So just doing consistent goals, getting 5 people a day, you could have over 1,800 new people in your network. Now let's say you did the max allotment that we're saying that you should do, which is 15. That is going to put you at about 5,400 people for an entire year, which obviously you can only have 5,000.
But like I said, sometimes you add these friends and then you realize you don't want to be friends with them. I guess we could talk about that a little bit.
We'll go into it more because you probably will still want to do 15. And if you do this right, you'll never really hit the 5,000 mark, because as you're growing it, people will also drop off, people who aren't interested, and we'll remove them. But we'll talk about that in the next section, which is about managing. So quick recap, if you're taking notes, how we find friends. We've got the memory jogger, so people you are like your dentist, eye doctor, whatever, math teacher, whoever.
There are so many different versions of this online. Just do a quick Google search and you'll find like 20 different versions immediately. And I suggest doing them probably once a month.
Cool.
Writing down those warm market names.
Yep. And then you can go through the friends list of people you know, looking for common friends that you know. Go to groups, join groups, and talk to the people in there.
One thing with groups I wanted to add, and we just kind of glossed over it. One of the best ways to get interaction in groups and to have people kind of come to you is ask a question. In my dog groups all the time, I mean, I have legitimate questions. I'm not being fake about this. If I have questions about something that's happening with my dogs, I'll post a question asking for advice. Everyone loves giving advice. You'll get the same answer from 50 different people. And then ask if you can private message them to talk about it more, send them a friend request, message them, build that relationship. But you'll notice that if you ask for advice on your personal wall or in a Facebook group, even if the same answer has been given 50 times, people still want to let you know that they're the expert and they have the answer for you.
There you go.
Sorry, okay, we'll keep going.
And then of course the suggested box on Facebook where it just says add friend, and I always only do the ones that say mutual friends. I don't do the ones that don't say mutual friends. And then of course you can search by location or place of employment to find people. So that's who to go after, how to go after it. Next off, we're going to go ahead and go over managing. This is actually like this is the last category, and then we have one last thing from Jason Brown that is pretty cool for helping as well. So how to manage your list. So you're getting all these people coming through, all these people that you're adding, and some of them are expressing interest, some are not. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that real quick. Did you want to talk about the maintain the master list?
This is not something that Kenny does. It's something I've tried to get him to do, but he's so busy just talking to all his warm leads that he's not doing this as thoroughly. So it's something that I more do with my social media. And it's totally optional, but for me, I have a very red-green personality, so I like to stay super organized, but I'm also super driven and want to get things done. But my green comes out in the form of an Excel document that I keep of all my Facebook friends. So there is a way that you can go into Facebook. If you go into your settings on Facebook, you can export all of your Facebook data. If you guys want help doing this, just shoot me a PM and we can talk about it. But you can export your friends list and then just copy and paste that into an Excel sheet. I'm a data analyst. That's what I do for a living at my corporate job. So I live in Excel. But my Excel spreadsheet that I use for this isn't super complicated. I have their names. I have the day that I messaged them. I have the day that we became friends. I have a follow-up date if we've been talking about IML and they want me to follow up with them at a later date. And then I also keep a column, just keywords, key interests that they have, so I can genuinely, when I follow up with them or when I reach out to them in the future, I know a little bit about them and I'm not getting confused. If you're adding 5 people named Mike, it could be easy to confuse them and not know who's who actually had the brown husky and who had the black husky or whatever. So I do keep track of that in a sheet, then it's super easy. One thing we just started doing is when I do message them for the first time, I put the link to that chat right there in my spreadsheet. So if I want to follow up with them, I just click it and we go.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I keep a master list. I exported my friends list once, and now every time I add a new friend, I add it to that list. And this helps me with what Kenny will talk about in a few minutes, where I'm kind of churning through some of those people that I don't need on my friends list anymore.
Yeah. Guys, fortunes are made in the follow-up. So if you have a list of people that have expressed interest, continue to follow up with them. I've had people that I talked to 2 months ago that finally pulled the trigger, this week because I followed up. So just be sure that you're consistently following up with the people that have been interested. And if they decide they're no longer interested, well, this is how we're going to manage this. One way that I manage, well, if someone straight up tells me they're no longer interested, if they're not a close family friend or family, they're gone.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. I personally believe sometimes people need to see things like 7 times, so we don't get rid of them right away.
It's something that you would do when you hit your 5,000 limit.
Exactly.
When you start to get to have thousands of friends and you're like trying to bring on new people and sift through everybody you have, if they've told you they're no longer interested, that's a good time to just delete them as a friend. Look, they're not doing anything for you.
Especially if it's some random that you added from a Facebook group that you don't want to stay in contact with. There are those people though that have told me no, that I stay in contact with because I genuinely have built a real friendship with them, and that's okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Close family friends or close friends,
even internet friends. But no, I'm agreeing with him. It's just something you kind of want to take on a case by case basis. Look at the relationship. Look at how the person has kind of, if they've flip flopped and they've gone from yes to no to yes to no, maybe keep them around and let them keep seeing you succeed. If it's someone who's just been a total jerk and has been nothing but negative, let them go. If it's someone who's constantly negative on their own Facebook, constantly causing drama, constantly posting about super negative stuff, I usually let those people go too, because they typically won't be in the right mindset anytime soon to do this type of business.
Another cool thing that Facebook has is almost like a filtering system already built in for you. So everybody, when you go to your homepage, it tells you whose birthday it is today. And so you can literally go and look at all the people that have birthdays. You can, if you've never interacted with them, it's a good opportunity just to say, hey, happy birthday. And
we suggest doing that in a message, not in a wall post. Messages will be way more individual. They get tons and tons of wall posts on their birthday. Everyone's saying happy birthday. But it's kind of unique to send a message. Yeah, so you direct message them. And a lot of times what I'll do to make it even better is I'll do a voice message. And I'll just say something along the lines of, hey, Jordan, I haven't really had a chance to talk to you too much, but just want to wish you happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. Something like that. And then you'll know if they see it because it'll pop up their face next to it, and everybody opens those messages, so they'll listen to it. And if that's somebody that you've already contacted before, so let's say you reached out to somebody 3 months ago, they really didn't express any interest either way. They didn't say no, but they didn't say yes. If it's their birthday, it's an easy way to go back to that person and see what you talked about and talk to them again real quick, see if they are off the fence, if it's something they want to do, or if they are 100% not going to do it. And that's another way just to easily filter people out. Happy birthday, bye.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not going to care. I mean,
know, I'm just kidding.
Unless they're a good friend. Like I said, when it comes to like good friends or family, just keep them around. But, there's enough space for that.
Yeah, I mean, as you're growing this list, you'll have people that it's like, okay, I lose nothing by deleting that person.
Yep. So that's an easy way just to kind of filter. And then I'm going to let Kelsey talk about these two because she's really good at this.
Oh, yeah. With managing, intentional interaction. We'll talk about this a little bit more as we move into the next couple of weeks. But one of the great things about Facebook is that you can categorize your friends. I wanted to share this with you guys, but I don't have an easy way to do it right now. So I'm just going to show you on my phone. 1 second. If I click these 3 lines.
They can't see anything.
They still can't. There's 3 lines in the bottom of Facebook. That brings up like all your groups, and then it has an explore section. If you click see more, under explore, there's an option for feeds. You can set up different Facebook friends lists to categorize your friends. This is another thing, my organization comes into play here. So I have a couple different lists. to help me find people super easily, help me interact with people that fit a certain criteria. What I'm using a lot lately is I built myself a filter for all of my friends that are local to our area, because I want to get them to that millionaire mentorship event that's happening next weekend. So I don't know, it's kind of too bright. Let's see if I can turn down my brightness.
Well, that's gonna be too dark.
No, it's not, it's better.
Well, they don't see your list right now. Do you see what you're looking at?
Yeah, they can see. I clicked on, okay, so I clicked on my list. That's my local list for the Utah area. And what's cool about this is I can post a status directly to these people, and it would just go to that list of friends. So like the example with this event that's coming up, I would tell them, hey, you know, who's interested in going to an event like this? And I would typically take a picture of the tickets or something. I also do this sometimes when we have our Tuesday and Wednesday meetings to try to get some last minute interest. But also this is great for interacting with them, or kind of gauging who you would want on your team and who you wouldn't want. Mindset's kind of a hard thing to train. So it's easy to, I feel like it's easy to pick who would be good at this. I believe everyone can be good at it, but if someone is just so far in the negative and so gross and hard to see on social media, they probably wouldn't be super into changing. So I go through, I do when I'm not working, but when I'm working on my business, I never just open Facebook and scroll through the feed. I intentionally go to these lists of people that I've set up, and I look through their content and interact with their content, or I use it as a filter and figure out who I want to delete.
Cool. And then that you pretty much went over.
Yeah, those are two.
Where's the Jason Brown questions? Where's those at? So this next part is just something that Jason Brown does. So if you don't know who Jason Brown is, he's a chairman, I think 200 or
250.
200. So he makes like 250,000 a month.
Maybe it's, right? I don't know what his actual rank is. He's up there.
Yeah, so you probably know what he is. Anyways, he's really big on social media too, and he's put together even a video that you can find on imltrain.com about social media and like how to kind of gamify the algorithms. Anyways, there's something that he does with the people he talks to, and he basically sorts them into one of 4 categories.
Jordan sent this in the Telegram chat a couple days ago, and the context was he asked this to a group of people in a room. Kenny and I really liked these categories, and we use it more of a, we try to ask leading questions to figure out where we think these people are. Right.
Right, yeah, so these questions I'm going to give you here, we don't straight up ask people these questions.
Jason does.
we just use these to figure out what their intentions are. So the first one is they're not interested at all. Okay, so you're talking to somebody, they don't really have any interest, but your goal with a not-interested person is see if you can find somebody who may be interested. So get
if someone tells me they're straight up not interested, I usually go add all of their friends.
Yeah, so you can either, that's one way to do it, you can add their friends, or just simply ask them if they know anybody. But ultimately, that person's on their way out the door. You're going to be getting rid of them if they're not going to be any help to your business at all.
Or someone that you're involved with in your personal life.
Oh, by the way, guys, none of this is personal. Okay? Right. This is a business. You've turned on your open sign. You're open for business, and you just got to remember that your business is people. And if these guys, whoever you're talking to, they're not willing to participate or help you in your business, you're not going to leave them in your store. If they're bad talking things, you're not going to want them around your customers. So just remember, none of this is personal. This is just how you make money in your business. So if they're not interested,
that's right.
You look for you look for referrals or look at their friends before you can them.
You can't ask people who say no for referrals. I honestly have gotten a lot of leads that way. They know someone who's super into cryptocurrency, or they know someone who's into investing, and then they introduce us.
Yeah, and it's not always a bad thing too. Like I had one person who told me no because gambling was like against their religion and Forex is considered gambling. And I was able to get references out of that person of people who didn't have that religious belief, so they were able to participate in it.
We don't believe Forex is gambling, but that's just what their religion taught.
Well, Forex kind of is gambling, but we're all for gambling. Anyways, so that's the category number 1. Category number 2 is they're they're interested in being a trader, but that's it. That's all they're interested. I want to learn how to do the skill. I want to learn how to trade, and that's it. I don't want to participate in the 2 and free. I don't want to participate in the referral program. Which, awesome. You just got yourself another customer, so pat yourself on the back. You're good. And remember, we're not asking people this stuff straight up like, do you want to be a customer only? We're using leading questions to figure out if they have any interest in the 2 and free or the business side. And when they express no interest in either of those, then we know, hey, this is just straight up a customer.
And with those two, I mean, it's never a negative thing, but the way that we do it is we send the IML in 3 minutes video, and you can tell right away who's not interested in the 2 and free program, because the very first question they ask is, oh, so I have to sell this to someone? Even though that video really, I mean, it talks about the 2 and free for a little bit, and does it touch on residual? I can't remember.
It does.
Yeah, but just for a minute, like that's at the end, and it's just really glossed over, but that's what they focus on.
Yeah.
Those people too can change their minds. You get those people in who are a customer, and they have a great experience with the education. They start seeing those profits. Find me one person who really is not going to want to share that with the people that they care about. I mean, it's a very easy thing to share once you get it down and see those results. So
cool. And by the way, one thing that I do that's been helpful, because a lot of people, they get the wrong idea from the video, the IML in 3 minutes or the IML in 26-minute video, and they think, just because it's the last thing they see, they think we're all about recruiting. And although the recruiting aspect is great, we're really, the focus should be trading. The focus should be, we're teaching you a skill, something you can go learn that'll help you for the rest of your life and go out and make you money trading. So a lot of times I'll tell people, hey, like I always tell people what's going to kind of happen in the video before I send it to them. Like, hey, real quick, this is just a glimpse of what we use to make money in Forex, the education and tools. At the end, it's going to go over an optional referral program. If you want to participate, awesome. You don't have to if you don't want it. That way, when they see it, it's just like, whatever, I don't have to do it. A lot of people get this weird stigma about sales. They think that it's so hard to sell somebody on something, when in reality, when they saw, you know, the new Thor movie or Marvel movies, whatever, they went and ate out at a great restaurant that's brand new, they probably shared it with somebody, and that person that they shared it with may or may not, or probably went and did the same thing. So they basically just sold somebody on something. They just didn't take their money from them. So this is just a little bit different, like we're exchanging money, but it's still sales. So a lot of people get weird about it. So anyway, that's why I say that anyways, like it's optional. But okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is somebody who wants to be a customer and wants to get it for free. Now, if someone already wants to be a customer, why would we even care if they want to get it for free? Well, this is all about building your business. If you know that they're interested in getting for free, you now have potential of 2 more people that you could bring into your business.
And you run with that right away.
Absolutely.
You ask them who they have in mind, because usually they have someone in mind right away. And then you help them reach out to those people and get them enrolled.
So that one person just turned into 3 right there. So that's awesome. And then the last one is someone who is interested in all of it. They also want to build an organization, which if you're serious about building the business, you need some runners. You need people that want to do the business and run with it. They want to go crazy with it. They want to get into all the social media. They want to be doing what you're doing right now. And so if you find someone like that, man, you've got to put time into that person.
Take care of them.
Don't let them go. Like that, you build that person, you coach them, you show them everything they need to do. So that's
the super fun part too. Like with this whole network marketing, you can make some of your best lifelong friends if you do it right.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, those are the 4 types of customers. And so again, those who aren't interested, those who are interested but only for trading, those who want the 2 and free and be a trader, and those who want all of it. And so I never straight up ask them which one of those they want to be. I basically use leading questions to see which one that they want to be. And then I just
they can change their mind later.
Yeah, a lot of people, I've got an idea of like when people are making money trading, they just naturally want to share it, like who wouldn't? And so almost always someone who becomes a customer, unless they just don't make money, eventually they end up sharing it with somebody. So anyways, that's really all we had. We went through that pretty quickly, so if someone has a question, we'll give you just a few minutes here to ask any questions that you might have. We'll answer them.
Dave, that's a really good point. So yeah, personal development is key in building a business like this. I recommend at least 15 minutes every single day. And as we go through these trainings, at the end, once we go through all these topics, we'll have a list of things we can do every day during an actual power hour. We'll do those once a week together. There'll also be a list of tasks that you can do on your own to build your business every single day. And on that list is personal development.
Yep. But this is enough information for you guys to literally, right as soon as you get off this call, you can get out there and start adding some friends. Remember, the limit is 15 a day, so don't go over that. But you can really get going with it right now.
And if you have questions with how to organize, how to work Excel, how to make your Facebook list, Kenny and I are happy to help with that.
Absolutely. Okay, John, go ahead and unmute yourself. Feel free to ask your question.
The list to filter, like Facebook friends list. Well, we'll get to Randy next. Sorry. We'll do John and then Randy.
Go ahead, John.
So real quick, I haven't had a lot of success doing like the mirror trades, and it's honestly who I was following, and I need to work on being more on top of that. But I haven't had the success in getting like those screenshots that are all blue that I can use to try and show that I'm using an education program that is working. So I find it really hard for me to because there are people that are interested, and now they're asking me like, hey, so how's it going? Well, honestly, it's not going very well. So I don't want to put those posts up because I don't want to deter people from, using this program and if they're interested, coming on board. So I'm trying to figure out like what is a good method, or like, is there a certain structure, or is there a way that I can word things, or is there certain things that I can do to try and focus on more the education aspect without having to like prove to them that it is working, and it's very difficult because I know that it's a product, and it's something that will work, because I see you guys doing really well, and I see all the people in this group doing really well. So it's for me to try and convey that message using my own experience, because it hasn't been that great. So
I'm glad you brought that up. There's two things that can be done in a situation like that. Number one is there's a lot of people who have developed like a results and testimonials group. So like I have my own. I know Dave has one, I believe. Jordan's got one. Brandon Boyd's got one.
The IML customer results.
Yeah, there's that one. So a lot of times people think, and I love what you said, because you're right. Sometimes people, they get in and they don't have all the success that they want, but they see people who have it, right? So you know that it works, but you're just trying to find the success, and you can leverage other people's success. You don't have to call it your own. You can basically just say, hey, check this out. My buddy was trading Forex yesterday using our mirror trader, and look what he did. Or swipe trades, or harmonic scanner. Like Dave was just saying, in the last day, he made like 50 pips using the harmonic scanner and web analyzer. And so I'm sure people are taking pictures of stuff like that. So you can basically just go take their screenshot and just basically put a post around that. But one of the things that I've been really preaching lately is just the education. What's happening? Oh, yeah. So one of the things that I'm big into is the education, because look, guys, let's just say hypothetically, iMarkets Live was gone tomorrow. Okay.
Won't happen, but
this is hypothetical. If it was gone tomorrow, what would you be left with? Would you have just been a mirror trading account and a swipe trades person? Or would you actually have some knowledge? Would you have been through the IML Academy, watched the IML TV? We've got cryptocurrency around the corner. Like what kind of person, what kind of trader are you? Do you rely on others, or do you rely on yourself? So I'm big into telling people about the crypto education, about Forex education. So like a common post that I've been trying to kind of build my posts around lately is crypto. So a lot of people were super into cryptocurrency in December because it was shooting through the roof, right? But take a look at this. Let's say you got a hot tip. Bitcoin's going through the roof. I'm going to be a millionaire. Bitcoin's at 18,000. Oh my gosh, I don't want to miss out. I dump in $5,000 into Bitcoin. It goes up to 20,000. I'm pumped. Uh-oh. Next month it's at 9,000. I just lost half my money. It was just like, because I'm not educated. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't understand that the market goes up really quick, but then it always retraces. Same thing that happened with Bitcoin. And so I got caught in the shorts, and now I'm down 50% of my money. And so a lot of times I'll throw up a post just saying, like, talking about that, how everybody who invested into Bitcoin for the long haul, they're suffering right now, but me, I'm able to trade Forex and actually able to profit as it's going down. So if you check out our Facebook post, sometimes we'll say, like, we love Forex because it doesn't matter if the market's going up or down, we're making money. And I've had a lot of, people who are into crypto who are just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting stuck in loss. Like, I can't get out, so I'm just cutting my loss and just losing. I don't want to do this anymore. But then they hear that I made money when it went down, and they're like, whoa, how do I do that? So that's a big thing. I recommend education is honestly the focal point of iMarkets Live.
Yeah.
The mirror trader and swipe trades can be cool. Same with the harmonic scanner. But the education is the most important, because like I said, if this were to be gone, what would you be left with? Hope that answers your question.
I also don't think there's any shame at all in saying, I just got started. I'm going through the education.
Yeah.
Build value in the education. Say something really cool that you learned about the Forex market. I threw up a post when we first started this, and I said, who here has never even heard of Forex? And we had hundreds of people who had never even heard of it. So you can use this education that you are going through and get excited about it, be pumped. Your energy speaks volumes. So just talking about the education and not even worrying too much about your own personal results yet can be great. Knowing that there's the potential there. Kenny and I didn't sign because we saw someone that we knew very closely. We didn't see someone's results and be like, okay, we're going to do this. We learned a little bit about the market. We learned about the potential earnings that could be there, and we ran with it because we know even if someone's killing it, this type of thing takes our own work. We have people on our team who are doing way better than us with trading, and that's so exciting because they're not letting our trades limit them, and we're generating a lot of interest here and there with posting our profits. But if you go to our pages, it's probably every 5 days or so, or even more, that we'll post MetaTrader screenshots.
We got to breeze through these questions, Ryan.
I know, sorry.
All right, Randy's curious. Our question is about how to use the list to filter.
Randy, did you mean Facebook list or my Excel sheet? I'm sorry. Facebook list. You have to build the list on a computer, and this does take a little bit of manual work. I spent a full weekend doing this so I could move forward with it and have my list built. And now as I go, as I add new people, like with my example that I use, my local Utah Facebook list, as I add new people that are in the area and I get to know that they're here in the area, or if I'm intentionally adding people in the area, I will go to their profile. There's a drop-down list that says friends. If you click that down arrow, you can add them to a specific list. But the list must be set up on a computer. You can't do it from a phone. But then after you create the list, you can do it from your phone.
So like the steps would be, you go
steps.
To Explorer?
No, that's on the phone. So steps on the computer, on the left-hand side in that like left nav, you see friends, and then there's like friends lists is what it's called on a computer. Click that, there's an add new button, and you just create them there. After you set up the list initially on your computer, you can add people either from a computer or your phone.
Cool, hope
you
that
can
answers
do
that.
Unlimited lists with as many different categories as you want.
Cool. We got time for maybe one or two more questions. Anybody else have something that you wanted to ask?
Yeah, team, Dave, good point. We really don't like to say the word team too much. I let it slip here and there because I really do feel like we all are a big team working together. But when I'm posting about this business, partner is great, friend is great, not so much team, because that really makes it, like when I say my team, it's got some negative connotations. So
yeah, I'll say a lot of times like a bunch of traders that I work with. Something like that. So, all right. Looks like.
Randy, do you do sign language?
I think Dave's just trying to be funny.
Oh, I was really excited. We have someone who might need sign language at the event next week, so that actually caught me up. Dave, can you learn by next week?
Yeah. All right, guys, looks like we're good. So I hope you found something of value from this. If you, I guess we should, I don't know, should we say, put something in the comments if you found value?
No, we don't care.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hope, like I said, I hope you found something, you learned something from this, you took some notes, and you start implementing this, because honestly, this is one of the biggest parts of what we do to make it so I don't have to cold call people.
If you don't do this, the rest of the steps won't matter as much, because you'll eventually hit a roadblock and you won't be able to continue to build with momentum.
There you go. If you found value, just go ahead and put "I love the Brits" XOXO in the comments below. Just kidding. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. We're gonna go ahead and end this. Let's see.